Welcome back to part 2 of this video series here. We're going to take a quick look at the game plan for the draft, and then we're going to go in through a mock draft. I will be using the Walk the Mock simulator. It's the best one I've found. It's got the trade values built in. It's a pretty good platform here. So real quick look at the draft game plan, I'd say. Got to address receiver without a doubt. I would not hate the idea of getting younger and better at guard. You know, Steve Avila, somehow Cyrus Torrance slid to the second round, probably unlikely. A couple other guys in mind, maybe Cody Mock in the second round. Wouldn't mind upgrading at that position. The defensive side of the ball, odds are first pick is going to be either defensive tackle or defensive end, probably Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. I think either of them significantly upgrade our defensive line. I think short term, Carter probably does more for the Bears, but long term, I tend to put a little more faith in the longevity of the edge rusher over a defensive tackle. Linebacker, I wouldn't mind getting a little more athletic here. Maybe DeMarvion Overshown. Maybe the kid out of Tulane. I'm blanking on his name right now. There's a couple good options out there at linebacker, so we'll try to get maybe a little bit more athletic. Cornerback, you've heard my piece on it. If we can get somebody that we think can play opposite Jalen and is a clear upgrade, we'll think about that, but would I say it's an absolute necessity? Not as much as the other positions here. I would say wide receiver's key, guard is important, and these front seven positions are very important too. So, all right, let's hop into it. Let's see if we can't have some fun. Maybe get a couple playmakers for the Chicago Bears. All right, first things first, we're trading this first pick. I'm going to do the classic double trade down. I think that's what most people want to see. I think if this happens, I think odds are the first trade down happens pre-draft, and the second trade down might not happen until draft day. But we're just going to go ahead and play with this scenario a little bit. As long as we stay within 10%, that's what people say is, a somewhat realistic trade. Right now, we're winning this trade a little bit. Since they're coming up to number one and we might have a few more callers, we're going to ask for a tiny bit more. We'll take a fourth rounder too. So we'll take their one that is number 2 overall, the second pick in the second round, and the second pick in the fourth round. So I like that compensation to move back one slot. We're a team with some holes. Let the Texans take their quarterback. They're in the AFC. So let them do their thing. All right, next up. If we're going to do the double trade back, I think the next most likely is Indianapolis Colts. Now, the only things here, there's 2 things, and this is why the Bears might lose a little bit of leverage if they're trying to do the double trade down to the Colts. Both of these teams, in theory, the Bears and the Cardinals, are probably not looking quarterback. Do I think Arizona, if the Bears don't trade back again, do I think Arizona might try to trade back for somebody that wants a quarterback? That's possible. We're going to go with the Colts in this scenario. The other thing too is Colts and Texans are in the same division. Does that give more? Does that light a fire under the Colts to make a trade up, or are they upset that they weren't able to get all the way up to 1? Is their guy even still here? Did they want Levis? Who knows? So we're going to keep this one a little bit more fair than the other trade. We got a little bit more from the Texans. We're going to do a 1 and a 2 this year and a third rounder next year. And we're going to go back to 4. And we accomplished our goal. We got a couple extra second round picks this year, a couple other picks along the way. Were we able to trade for next year's first? No. But I think you'd have to go back farther than 4 to get too much more of the first round picks. All right. Cardinals go with Devin Witherspoon. A little bit of a surprise there. So now we're sitting here at 4 with our pick of Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. Do we go with the guy who I think in the short term makes a little bit more impact with Jalen Carter? Or do we go with the guy that I think probably long term is a franchise building block staple on the edge? I think if we're being smart here, I think we addressed the inside good enough when we picked up Javon Hargrave. I know he's not super young. I think we go Will Anderson. I think there's more value in drafting the super athletic edge rusher here at the 4th spot. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Seahawks go Bryce Young. Wow. I would have thought Tyree Wilson or Jalen Carter for sure. Lions go Anthony Richardson. Okay, all 4 quarterbacks off the board. Wow. It's his first 6 picks. Miles Murphy, Lucas Van Ness. Jalen Carter still sitting there all the way at 9. All the way at 10, and he falls to the Eagles. The rich get richer. Wow. Christian Gonzalez to the Tennessee Titans. Jalen Hyatt, that's pretty high for him, in my opinion. He's a playmaker, but he's lean. Goes 12 to the Texans. Peter Skoronski, Northwestern tackle, goes to the Jets. Parrish Johnson to the New England Patriots. Quentin Johnston, wide receiver, goes to Green Bay Packers. Brian Branch goes to the Redskins. After these next 2 picks, I'm probably going to start just skipping straight to our next pick. But at this point, I want to see when we're getting close if there's anything that makes sense for like a trade up. That probably would have been it. I should have maybe been paying attention to Jackson Smith and Jigba. Should have maybe tried to, when he got to 20, maybe try to trade up here. I probably messed that up. I'm not as locked in as a true GM would be. All right, Zay Flowers is still out there. I like the fact, I don't know if anybody's been seeing it. I think it was circling today. He's added like 13 pounds of to his weight, probably most of it muscle. Since the end of his playing season, he looks thicker, which is good because he was looking pretty lean. Zay Flowers, the guy. Is he worth trading up for, or are we just happy if he falls to us? After that, Josh Downs. You want to talk about slight? That dude is lean. Keishawn Butte. Then we start talking like the Cedric Tillman types. All right, we're going to let a few more picks go. Michael Mayer goes to the New Orleans Saints. Keely Ringo goes to the Philadelphia Eagles. Zay Flowers is the number 1 guy on the board right now. And he is a perfect fit for Kansas City, let me tell you. Oh, man. Kansas City probably takes him. They probably don't even answer the phone call. I feel like it's realistic if I trade it up. Oh, they go Gervon Dexter. Did the Saints take Zay Flowers? They do not. Oh, we stay put. We get Zay Flowers at the 2nd overall pick in the 2nd round. 2nd pick in the 2nd round, 33 overall. Okay. Well, there's one playmaker. He is a smaller receiver, so we're going to have to add some size probably later in the draft, but we'll address that then. Matthew Bergeron, offensive tackle, goes to the Arizona Cardinals. All right. I know this is going to probably look like reaching a little bit potentially here, but I think we got to look at that guard spot. Maybe we don't make that pick yet, but we at least got to look at it. These are probably the 2 guys I'm eyeing the most. Cody Muck and Steve Avila. Those are for sure the guys I'm eyeing the most. Are they going to be there at our next pick? 20 picks. Do we take a chance that one of those guys is there? I think we probably are okay to run that. All right. What do we want to look here on defense then? I know where I'm going to go on defense. Okay. We're gonna finish off our defensive line. Put next to we're gonna put a big fella next to Javon Hargrave and inside Will Anderson. So we're gonna go Keanu Benton here. Second pick of our fourth pick of the second round. We're gonna just go ahead and skip to the pick. Let's hope that one of our interior offensive linemen are there, baby. Don't see their names. Don't see that they were picked. They are there. Both of them are there. John Michael Schmitz, if we didn't address center with Ethan Posich in the free agency, he's probably the pick here. But we addressed center, and we got a decent backup in Patrick. So I think we're going to go this guard spot here. I think Cody Mauch is probably a little bit more of the build that they would want, closer to 300 pounds. Plus, he's ranked higher. All right, let's go with this cat, Cody Mauch, for guard. We're going to go with that. All right, skip it to the next pick, which is the first pick of the third round. All right, let's see if we can't get either bigger at receiver, get a corner, or linebacker. All right, Cedric Tillman gives us some size. This pick probably makes sense. Now, that being said, A.T. Perry's a guy we get later. Jonathan Mingo's a guy I like that we could get later. Linebacker. I think we're good to wait on linebacker. So I'm thinking Overshown, this Popo dude, Dorian Williams. I think we got some options at linebacker. And we still got Joe Thomas and Matthew Adams as backups that could easily plug and play. So let's look at corner. Tyree Stevenson's an interesting option. Eli Ricks is an interesting option. We're going to go Eli Ricks. I think he's a guy that steps in and can play right away. He's got all the tools. He's got to be a little bit more consistent potentially with his preparation, but I think that's a guy that you plug and play at quarterback. And he's every bit of the athlete that you want at that position. All right, do we want to try to finish off our starting defense here with a linebacker? I think DeMarvion Overshown is everything that Eberflus wants. Former safety, switched over to linebacker, long, athletic. Yeah, let's go there. Let's get a little bit younger, longer, and athletic at linebacker there. All right, so we got DeMarvion Overshown. And then wide receiver, Xavier Hutchinson. His production has been off the charts in college. Really has been. Do we want to look at getting... We still need probably another defense tackle, linebacker, another wide receiver, running back. All right, we're going to wait till next pick for that. D-line. All right, we're going to pick somebody on the D-line that I think Eberflus is probably circling as well. I think Mike Morris out of Michigan is a guy that they're going to really like a lot. 6'6". I think he's going to also fit kind of what this team's looking for. All right. We're going to go running back here. This guy can pass catch with the best of them. I think he's a great fit for a compliment to Khalil Herbert. Eric Gray, we're going to go with you, buddy. All right, we are up now with the first pick of the 5th round. Carl Brooks is a guy I would expect to still be there. A.T. Perry's got some real good size, at least height. Let's go take a quick look at the other linebackers. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and go Dorian Williams. Long athletic linebacker. I think he makes a lot of sense here. Running back, receiver. Maybe even look at quarterback potentially. Strong safety. We're going to go Jonathan Mingo. He's got just enough size. He's not huge, but he's got enough size. I think he fits what we're looking for after picking Zay Flowers early in the second round. All right, we're going to go ahead and draft Jake Hanier, one of the standouts at the Senior Bowl. I think the hope there is he's not going to be the same kind of player Fields is, but the hope here is that when he does come in, he knows what he's doing and he can command the huddle. All right, last pick of the draft for us. I want to pick one more running back, I think is what I want to do here. See if we can't pick somebody that I think comes in and pushes Darrington Evans and Tristan Ebner. This cat's a fullback, so we don't want him. Never mind. These guys aren't doing it for me. So we're going to pull off that. All right, this guy's probably gone because he's freaking huge, but we're going to take the 6'8", 251-pound tight end Zach Kuntz out of Old Dominion. And with that being said, that's what our draft is looking like, folks. I'm going to add these players to the spreadsheet that I created, and then I'll be back with a quick reflection video on how I think the roster would look after this and heading into OTAs and training camp. So I love the Bears. I hope you guys too. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe, and we'll be back with more content.